So captains, for 2025 we've tried to improve the scoring system, make it a little bit simpler to use, particularly when we get large races with lots of entries. Also, we've tried to use a little bit of the new modern technology. So this year, once a race is complete, I'll be sending the relevant captains a copy of a sheet which will look a little bit like this. I've used here the results from the practice race that we had at the end of November. So as you can see, this sheet already has a list of names in it here. These names are picked up from the Zwift scoring system, which produces a set of tabled results at the end of each event. And so this has pre-populated this sheet with those names. Now you'll see here those names are the names that people have as their usernames in the Zwift companion app or the Zwift system. And that doesn't always tell us exactly who people are if we don't know these people, so we're going to need your help to sort these results out. You'll see the sheet has also automatically put them in their finishing position and has automatically calculated the number of finishes, and these are important in terms of working out the scores. For a little bit of added interest, it'll tell us the watts and watts per kilo of each of the rider during the 10-mile race. As we can see here, interestingly, just because you put out the most watts, so Steve put out the most average watts at 319 and 4 watts per kilo here for that race, but it didn't guarantee him first place because drafting and finishing and sprint finishing are a vital part of the racing, as you probably well know. It'll also populate for us the time, so it'll give us the time of the fastest finisher, and then it'll give us the time of the subsequent finishers along with the time gap. Now what I'm going to need you to do as captains when you receive this is help me by populating these columns here, which are in grey. First of all, I'm going to need to know which club riders are in. So let's leave, as we've used Steve's name, let's use him as an example here. So Steve, I happen to know his club is, I'll click on the space here, I happen to know his club is Rochdale. So I'll put that there. There'll be a drop down box for everything that you need to fill in. I happen to know that Steve is male, so I can click that there. I happen to know that Steve is this year, for the first time, over 50 in the race, as of the 1st of January. So he will be over 50. Now, if you were looking carefully, you'll see that something changed here when I put that score, and this is why this is important. I'll change it to under 50 and back to over 50. And you'll see that here Steve has gained an age bonus of 50% for he being an over 50 competitor in that. Now Steve is of course over 18 if he's over 50, so we'll put that in there. If I were to put under 18 here, then I will, once I've finished submitting the sheet, there will be an error message will flash up and I'll be able to resolve that issue. But we know that Steve is over 18, and let's say that he is going to be in the 18. So we'll be putting the letter A in here to say he's in the Rochdale AT. I'll be creating a drop down menu for you for that as well. Once you've calculated that, that will give us the final score for Steve. So although he got 29 finisher points, he gets 43.5 because he gets his age bonus. And that'll start to populate the sheet. When we get into the team races, where we've got the head-to-head races, then I'll be also adding a functionality which means that once we have all the teams populated in here, it'll start to calculate the final team scores as well as the individual scores. I hope you find this helpful. And as always, if you've got any questions, get in touch with me on the WhatsApp group, give me a call, or get in touch by email, and we'll try to resolve any issue that you might have. I hope you find this easier than last time and a little bit more useful in terms of getting your scores into the system. I aim to improve the system a little bit later, such that once you, for the very first time, this rider, Steve here, has been allocated as Rochdale, then in future iterations of the sheet, it will already know which his club is, but give me a bit of time while I populate that. Okay, good luck with this, and as I say, any questions, get in touch. Thanks.